So, you need a Battlefield 1, you see the medic class, you're not too sure what it's about. Well, the goal of this video is to bring you up to speed with all the basic information you need to know. Also, make sure to stick around as I'll be covering crucial tips for playing this class later on. So, without wasting any more time, let's jump into how to play the medic class. Now, simply put, the medic class role is to heal and revive teammates. By doing this, you're allowing them to either keep defending or attacking an objective without having to go back to the spawn screen. So in order to revive in BF1, you need to make sure you have the medical syringe equipped, and by default this is already done. To know if a player is down, you'll see the same symbol for both squad mates and teammates, but in two different colours depending if they're a squad mate it's green or a teammate it's blue. And if a player needs healing, they'll have this symbol above their head. As you get into class customization, you'll see that there's two options for healing, both the medic crate and the bandage. At their core, they do the same thing, which is healing. However, there is a difference between the two. So a bandage is more of an individual heal and allows you to heal on the move. Whereas the medic crate is more of an AoE heal, so you put it on the ground and several teammates around the medic crate can be healed at once. However, you can't really heal on the move since it's a static box. So depending on your playstyle, if you like to be always on the move and being able to heal teammates like that are constantly on the move, if you like to push an objective, you might want to run the bandage. Whereas if you're kind of like maybe defending in like operations or something, then you can maybe potentially use the med crate and just put it sort of in a building and allow teammates to go and heal themselves in cover. So that's the two differences between the two. So medic weapons, which ones are the best to pick for different situations? I've split this up into sort of several categories, both close quarters and a medium to long range, and then within those is also non-DLC and I guess base game and DLC weapons. So you know, if you got premium or not, there's still some options for you to pick and choose. Starting off with the close quarters base game weapons, we've got the auto loading 8.25 extended. It's got a fast rate of fire and makes it a solid choice for close quarters engagements due to the magazine size as well. You can take out multiple enemies with this weapon. We've also got the M1907 factory or trench variant. Both have a fast rate of fire. It's up to you really how you prefer the feel of the gun. Next up, we've got for DLC close quarters, we've got the Fedorov Autoformat Optical. This is on the screen, you know, butchered that completely, but essentially it's an assault rifle. It's really good at close range. You do need a tap for those longer ranges, but in close range, it's a real good solid choice, and that is from the In the Name of the Tsar DLC. Next up is medium or longer range weaponry. Base game, we've got the Mondragon Sniper. This weapon only has 10 rounds, but you know, it is still a pretty good choice. However, I do tend to go for like sort of weapons that have a bigger magazine, just because, you know, if you get caught out and there's multiple enemies, you haven't got to try and worry about reloading and getting covering and getting pushed and that kind of thing. Which brings me on to the Selbststeiger M1916 optical or marksman variant. Both are good options, you know, depending on if you want a sort of a sniper scope or a red dot sight. I know it's not really a red dot sight in World War One, but you get the gist. Both are good options. They do have a slow rate of fire, but they do pack a punch. And in DLC, we've got the Howl Automatic Sniper, which is part of the Apocalypse DLC. You do need to unlock the factory variant first, but it is quite simple. And then we've got the Farika Hill Storm. It's a good all-rounder, and that's part of the Turning Tides DLC. Both of these have a big magazine, and they are good at that longer to medium range combat in Battlefield. Just some things to think about when sort of picking and choosing weapons. If you're on the front lines, you know, right in the action up there with like SMG shotgun users, you want something that you're comfortable with and doesn't require you to reload a lot, because you will find you get pushed quite a bit if you're always dipping in and out reloading. And you want something with a bit of a faster rate of fire as well. You won't always beat these weapons, but it gives you a good chance to. And you know, most weapons are viable in Battlefield 1. You know, some more so than others. There are better options out there, but you know, it's really down to what you're comfortable with at the end and what you feel you perform better with. So, how to unlock and view new weapons in Battlefield 1. Simply go to the home screen, go across to the soldier tab, down to weapons and gadgets. Here you can see all the different classes that you can play in Battlefield 1. Go to the medic one, and then you can see every weapon the medic has available to it. Now, to know whether or not it's a DLC, all the DLC ones are at the bottom, but simply either click on the weapon, then you'll see underneath the weapon's name has the DLC. So this one's the Then Shall Not Pass, this one's the Apocalypse DLC, and and then like the ones up here, see there's nothing underneath it, it says the name of the gun. That means it's a default gun that's part of the base game. And then you simply just have to make sure you have the correct medic rank and the correct war bonds amount. Onto specializations. These are going to be covering both general, that all classes can use, and ones that are more medic specific. First up, we've got the pharmacist. When you heal teammates, you'll also heal for 12.5 HP. Really useful when you're just getting shot at from all different angles, and you have to complete the pharmacist assignment. Dependable, crouched or moving slowly, you're invisible to flares. In this game, flares are everywhere. Like, this helps you so much keeping you off the map, and you don't get swarmed all the time when you appear on the map. And that is the dependable basic assignment that has to be completed to unlock it. Next up is quick regen. Start healing 20% faster when out of combat, and it's a default perk. You really do notice it when you haven't got this equipped, so it's one of those that I sort of always run. Next up is the slink. Basically, you have quieter footsteps for yourself. It's a default perk, and I can't recommend it enough. People in this game love to listen for footsteps, and it just makes your life easier to flank enemies and come at them from different angles, and they just can't hear you until you right up on them. So it's really useful. Then you got stimulant syringe. After reviving yourself and the revivee, get a 20% speed boost. Lasts 8 seconds, and it's a solid choice for those sticky situations where you need to run out into the open, drop a smoke, and get multiple people up. Just allows you and them to escape without taking too much damage. And you need to complete the It's Where You Stand assignment. And finally is concealed rescue. Spotting a downed squad mate, not a teammate, this is a squad mate only, deploys a smoke grenade. And it's useful if you're in a party and you're sort of working as a squad. And to unlock it, you have to complete healing hands, but it's the veteran variant, so you have to complete the basic. Once again, these are just my suggestions from ones I've used in the past. Pick what you feel is comfortable for your playstyle, but these are ones I'd definitely look into and just have a try. You might find something that works with your playstyle. So to view specializations and how to unlock them, come to the home tab, go across to the soldier tab, go down to service assignments, and here you'll see all the specializations that you can unlock. If you're new to the game, you have to unlock 4 out of the 5, I believe, of these top ones here. They're just simple things to get you sort of learning the class and how each sort of individual class works. Nothing too difficult, and it just gives you quite a bit of XP as well. And then once 4 of the 5 of these are unlocked, you'll get access to this tab here, and you'll be able to go through and unlock the ones that you want. And then to equip them, simply come back to the soldier screen, go down to customize soldier, and then come down to specializations, click on the tab, click on one of the perks here that you want to swap out, and then you'll see here all the perks that you have both locked and unlocked that you can then swap in and out, and then simply make different loadouts for whatever playstyle you fancy playing. Now these are the recommended gadgets I'd pick if you want to be a medic that's sort of more focused on sort of teamwork. Starting off, we've got the medic pouch or bag, obviously depending on how or what game mode you're playing. Medical syringe, obviously how it gets teammates and squad mates up. Smoke grenade is a must, and you could swap out one of your gadgets for a rifle grenade smoke if you want to have more access to smokes. But personally, I just run medic pouch or bag sometimes, but mainly pouch, medical syringe, and then smoke grenade for if I want to be reviving teammates and sort of playing the medic class in a team sort of role. I know you do get access to like rifle grenades and stuff like that, and that is useful in certain situations, but if you want to be sort of a team medic, this is the kind of setup I'd recommend. To finish out the video, I'm going to cover some crucial medic tips that you need to know. Starting off, smokes are your best friend. Take as many as you can. I at least recommend taking the smoke grenade, as this can help with both reviving teammates. If there's no cover around, throw smoke on their body. There you go, you got a bit of cover and you can revive them. It's harder for the enemy to shoot through because they still don't really know where you are. It also blocks the enemy line of sight. So if there's an enemy that's got you pinned down in like a sort of crossing a street or crossing a certain part of the map, you can throw smoke in that direction, and this in turn allows you to flank, retreat, or push. And allows you to get out of those situations. Since the enemy can't really see you and they're just blind firing, you can move around a bit more and sort of adapt to that situation. Things I think about when going for the revive as well. Make sure it's clear before pulling out the medical syringe. And you might be asking why. Because the amount of times I've been shot running around a corner, I've lost count. I've done it before where I'm like, oh, there's teammates around the corner. I'll go around and revive my teammates that are down, and those teammates will cover me. I've done it and I've been shot because there's been an enemy in a different building, or in a corner, you know. So just make sure you got your gun out. It's somewhat clear, you know, and you can get a revive in then. At least then you're not getting shot, just stood there with your syringe out, looking like a bit like an idiot, you know what I mean? And then make sure the person you're reviving won't die instantly. What I mean by this is, like, sometimes I've seen it where, and I've done it myself before, I've revived a teammate with no cover, and I haven't even put smoke down, and they've just been shot, and then I've been shot afterwards. And it's just not a fun experience for both of you. And it just like loses tickets for the team, you know, and helps the enemy more. So use smokes, and then sometimes it is better to leave them. And you know, these, like, a certain situation to this could be, you know, if the teammate's body, is out in the open, and there's like 4 or 5 enemies, you know, in the area looking at that teammate that's down, and then you try and run out there, revive him. All that's gonna happen is you'll get shot, and even if you get the teammate up, you know, he might get up, stand up for a second, and then get shot as well, and you haven't really done much. So sometimes it's better to leave a teammate and then fall back and potentially help more teammates later on with giving them health or getting them revived, and then attack those 4 or 5 enemies. You know, it is hard, and the more you play the medic class and sort of play Battlefield, you sort of pick up on these situations. And it can be hard sometimes, because I've done it before where I need to leave this guy, but I've still gone for the revive. So just the more you play, the more situations you get into, you pick up on these things, and it just helps you become a medic. Also, just a tip for people that are new to playing the medic, just try to focus on your role. You can do a lot more damage to the enemy team and get a lot more points by just simply reviving and healing teammates. I know you can get a bit carried away, just with like getting engaged and shooting enemies and stuff like that. I've been there myself, but just try to remember the class that you're playing and its role. Notice how you have a better experience on the battlefield, you know, because you can do a lot of damage, like I said, just by reviving and healing teammates and keeping them in the fight. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, share it as well, get it out there. If you know somebody that's new to Battlefield 1, just give them this video, show them what the medic class is about and some tips on it. You know, the goal of this video is just to help people make Battlefield just a better game, you know, in one way or another. Also, if you want to see more content like this, as well as breakdowns, tips, tricks, and all that kind of thing, subscribe. Really help the channel out. At the moment, we're currently targeting 500 subs, as we're going after the community feature. That gives you the option to like vote in polls, community posts, and all that kind of thing that comes with it, and just make a bit more of a community feel to this channel. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.